Knee pain is one of the most common problems that cyclists face, and it's often caused by something really simple, your general bike fit. But how do you figure out what's causing the knee pain in the first place? And more importantly, how do you fix it? Look, that's exactly what I'm going to cover in today's video. Using the Bulletproof knee compass method, I'll help you diagnose the root cause of your knee pain, whether it's from your saddle, your cleats, or just your general overall setup. I'll guide you through the adjustments that you need to make to ride pain-free. Let's get right into it, folks. There are different parts of the knee that you might be having problems with, but first of all, understand this. If the knee pain comes about when you're on your bike, that's a functional pain. We can fix that. We need to prevent that functional pain becoming a structural pain. That's a 24/7 knee pain. That's going to keep you off your bike. We do not want that. Okay, let's start the Bulletproof compass with the front of the knee, the anterior. Okay, so if you've got pain there, your saddle is too low. Your saddle is too far forward. Your cleats are too far forward. And then we would look at the crank length. It's too long for you. The fixes we look at, we raise the saddle only by 5 to 10 millimeters to start with. Then we would move it backwards, 5 to 10 millimeters. Then we would look at moving the cleats backwards, and only then would we then dial into the crank length. Right, let's move on to the medial part of the knee, the inside part. If you've got problems here, this is because the saddle's incorrect height, too high or too low. But also, you've got a foot stability problem because you're leaning inwards, you're collapsing inwards, and this is a Q factor problem. Think of your Q factor as your width of stance. That's it. You're dialing into your pedals and it's asking you to move your stance, and this is causing a problem. So the fix that we look for, well, obviously we dial in the saddle height. We get that correct. Then we look at our cleats. If we move our cleats outwards, slide them outwards, we can narrow our Q factor, if that's possible on your cleats. And only then would we start to look at pedal spindle length. And if we narrow the pedal spindle length, we bring your Q factor in. And that can really dial in to that knee pain. Okay, move the compass round to the lateral part of the knee, the outside of the knee. So if we're getting pain here, it's often because the saddle is too high or too low, and we've got a Q factor problem that means that the Q factor is actually too narrow for you, so the cleats are misaligned. So to fix this, we want to dial into the saddle height always. We get that correct. Then we can look at moving the cleats inwards to move your feet outwards. If that doesn't work, you then look at extending the pedal spindle to widen that Q factor, and that can be the magic bullet for that lateral pain. Then we look at the back of the knee, or the posterior. The causes here: saddle too high, saddle too far back, excessive reach, and incorrect saddle fit. Yes, wrong saddle. So what we want to do is to lower the saddle, 5 to 10 millimeters only. Then we want to move the saddle forward, 5 to 10 millimeters only. And then we want to look at the saddle. Have you got the right width of saddle for your pelvis? Just because you've got a big fat ass doesn't mean you need a big fat saddle. Always remember that. Your alterations are personal to you, but make no more than one at a time. If it feels okay when you've made that adjustment, give it 5 to 10 rides before you experiment with the next thing. And always try and dial into changes that don't involve you spending any money, because you'll end up going down a rabbit hole. Be honest with yourself as well. Do you need to take a couple of days rest to let the inflammation die down before you dial into the Bulletproof compass? Now, of course, getting your bike set up with the correct range is crucial for avoiding strain on those knees. But before I show you how to do that, there's something even more important I want to share with you. I'm doing a huge New Year's special where I'm giving away my starter program, normally $99, and I'm giving it away for free for the first 99 cyclists. All you've got to do is click on the first link that you'll see in the description to grab your free spot, but be quick because you'll be kicking yourself in your ass if somebody else takes your spot. I'm only going to give it to people who have taken action and subscribed to the channel. So hit that subscribe button and then click the link and grab your free program. All right, let's get your bike set up within that correct range for you now. What's at the core of all setups? Your saddle height. It starts and finishes with your saddle height. So what I want you to do, take your shoes off, get into your socks, get on your bike, and you're going to pedal until you are fixed in that position in your socks. And what I mean is you can engage 360 degrees of the pedal stroke fully with your foot on the pedal. Your pelvis is stable. It's not rocking about. When you put your shoes on, you're going to be close to that magic angle of 140 to 145 degrees of knee extension. Remember, when you're even climbing on your bike and you're standing up, you're never fully extended. Now this is a goniometer, very easy to use. I still use it with people when they come round, the days before lasers and 3D cameras for bike fitting. And we can set this up to get that magic number if you've got a good friend and you've got one of these. But you don't even have to go to that length. You can use your phone to video yourself. I often find when people see themselves, they realise, yeah, I'm way too straight through the knee. But also, what you can do is go onto your phone now. There are multiple apps that are available that can actually video you and actually place angles on your knee so that you know for a fact, I'm close to that range, because you may be surprised. Look, even small alterations of that saddle make a massive difference. I've seen 5mm change a person's life and remove all knee pain from their cycling. Q factor, still confusing you? Look, simple little way to measure it. Little box DIY laser that you might have. You're going to place your bike nice and straight, place the laser so you catch the middle of the pedal. We've got a line, take a piece of tape and just measure it on the ground. Put the tape on the ground. Haven't got a laser? Take a spirit level. Keep it nice and flat through the middle of the pedal. Boom. Use the tape, make a mark. Do exactly the same on the other side. Between the two pieces of tape, boom, we've now got a distance. And then with our shoes off, we're going to do 3 jumps next to the marks we've made with the tape. And then you can measure your landing points, middle of the foot, measure it to your tape, and you've got a rough idea of your Q factor. By using the Bulletproof knee compass method, you've learned how to identify to fix knee pain caused by those bike setup issues. But look, there's more to protecting your knees than just proper adjustments. Even with the perfect bike fit, there are still common mistakes that cyclists make all the time that can still destroy their knees over time. I've got you covered though. Click on the next video to find out about these habits and how to avoid them so that you can protect your knees for the long haul, because I want you bulletproof, but I also want those knees bulletproof. If you've enjoyed the video, consider giving it a like, and you've already subscribed anyway, haven't you? You keep spinning, keep smiling. I'll see you and your bulletproof knees.